All right. It's Saturday, February 4th, 2023. I'm excited because I truly believe that we are live somewhere, maybe YouTube, Seven Mountains page. And it's possible that I even shared this on the Facebook page for Citizens for Tycee Bell. So, welcome. We are here today. My name is Tycee Bell. We are here today just to have a quick chat about things that folks have shared their voice, opinion, insight, and or really just to build. So one of the things I want to do is I want to use this platform again as an opportunity to discuss things that may come up throughout the consolidated election process. So today I am at Leveled Up, which is a small, large business in Joliet, Illinois. And I really, really want to share my love for the people of Joliet. So I may change locations throughout the next several months so that you can have an idea of some of the folks that I know and we may have in common, places that you may want to visit. I'm going to try not to look out the window because there's a window here. And then I also have my cell phone up. So I don't know how you YouTubers and Facebook people do it, but it's not my first time. Actually, I have an appointment at 11:30 to have a conversation with some gentlemen called, well, not called, but Michael, Doc, and the DJ. So it's Mike, DJ, and the Doc. So I'll share that link later. But yeah, I just wanted to touch base again on why I'm doing this, why I think it's important. I think that citizens with all backgrounds and experiences have an opportunity to be informed about the campaign that we are currently running for mayor. And this is a election season that is very important to me, not just because I'm a candidate, because this is an opportunity for the citizens of Joliet to also elect their city councilmen or women and or women, excuse me, in all 5 districts. There's also school board folks throughout the districts who will be running. So Plainfield 202, District 204, so our high school districts are District 86, and all that information is at the clerk's office website. So I'll be sharing that as well with you all in a few, and I'll be sharing also the Joliet.gov. I think it's important that you have the correct information because some of the information that, we have in our head for the city clerk, it's really just based on what I know and what I need to use, right? So we all need different things for different reasons, and we all visit different websites and share information. So I want you all to have what you need, as well as where you can find those things. So I may again bring that information over so that you have it. So 2 things that came up for me was that I wanted to thank everyone who helped kick off Black History Month, celebrating Black History Month on Buell Street. We had a wonderful, fantastic group of people who helped host and spread news about our fundraising efforts. And I thought that was a good thing. So that happened on this past Wednesday at 6 o'clock, and we had a wonderful turnout. So I just wanted to, take a few minutes to thank folks who were able to come and participate. We also had a meet and greet January 23rd. So on January 23rd, it was a Monday, we met at the Strange and Unusual Gallery, downtown Joliet, and that's across from the Joliet Library and 34 West Clinton Street. And that was a wonderful time. I wanted to thank Christine and the crew there for hosting us. We had a DJ, music, and we just had a good time talking. And that's where we first talked about this opportunity to share your voices, your opinions, your concerns. And if you haven't watched the first stream, um, the goal is to gather people here on this platform that want to have a conversation. So it's a way, again, of me engaging with citizens that I think could work, and possibly give us an opportunity to share this information. Sometimes I'm sitting at tables and people are like, "Did you see this? Did you see that?" And a lot of times it's on our cell phones and or shared to a YouTube, Instagram, or some other social media platform. So again, I think that's good stuff to know. And have when we need it. So I'm going to post here. Hopefully, you all will see this. If you should come back to the YouTube page, uh, willcountyclerk.gov. So it gives us some information that you may or may not need. And then again, like I said, we had a meet and greet. I'm sorry, we had a fundraiser, and I mean, it was really good. Okay, now we got some guests walking in. Maybe they'll talk to us. Who knows? We're live. Let's see if we can get them to talk to us. Hold on one second. So again, I'm at someone's business, so we're in this space. But I wanted to again bring your attention back to the fundraiser. So our host, were my mother, Regina Bell, actually co-chairs Hudson Hollister, and then we had Rick Lockhart and Al as our chairs, and Emily Brzezinski. It's hard to do stuff from memory. Jeremy Brzezinski and JT Boyd, Ernest Krim III. So we are very, very, again, grateful. Any information you need can be found at the state Board of Elections about any funds that we're raising. So we want to make sure that we are transparent, but most importantly, in our truth, we are raising funds, and those funds are going directly to the campaign. Again, this campaign season has been going on since I pulled the ballot September 23rd, and we had to turn in the 94 signatures plus whatever we had in addition by December 12th. And then after that, we've just kind of been hitting the ground running with getting out to meet folks where they are. And again, this is just one space that I had felt it was important to be accountable, to come here and provide a platform for folks to engage and be a part of what's happening. One thing that I am learning is that a lot of things are deemed political. And so a lot of folks, depending on the type of business that they have, they can't participate, and or there are rules, regulations, and recommendations and requirements at which they must operate as a business, non-for-profit, or as an individual, right? So their job or those things may have a direct conflict with involving in something that is directly related to politics. So that has been a tough road for me to travel, because I am so used to doors being opened for people and opportunities for communities to get together, gather, and collectively share ideas, and not necessarily be in competition, but actually be in a place where they can build together. So you'll hear me talk a lot about leveraging resources, which is the funding, the money, the funding sources, and or finding people who have the capacity at which that we can grow and do those things. So leveraging resources, building partnerships. A lot of times we have those partnerships already. And a lot of times the events and activities that we participate in lend us to new avenues. So one of the things, again, that I wanted to discuss briefly was that I do have a business of my own called Seven Mountains. We're on that live platform today. And one of the things that I think about is that when I was doing the um, incorporation for the business, a lot of the things that I focused on was what level at which people influence and what level at which people engage. And so for me, it was looking at the 7 mountains of influence and thinking about myself, but thinking about where I wanted to work and who I wanted to work with. So I've been fortunate enough to come into a lot of boardrooms since high school and college, but currently just in my job space, I've met a lot of folks. So education is one of the mountains, arts, religion, spirituality, family, business, media, and government. So one of my favorites is family. So let's talk about that for a few minutes before I get off. Um, I think that a lot of times community starts with your family, how you commune with them, how you build with them, your first set of problems, your first set of solutions, ideals, your traditions, everything about you as an individual is rooted in your upbringing. So a lot of times the things that we see are on a 360 because they always come back around, right? Parents always tell us, when I was growing up, this is how things were. And then that time comes when you are a parent and or, your siblings or someone in your household reminds you of like, oh, I learned that, or I need to get better at that. So those are things that I think about a lot as we grow, because oftentimes, even as an adult, I have my own challenges, right? With not being so opinionated, but also being open to the idea that I'm going to face my own challenges and I might be stretched just a little bit, and not stretched thin on time or purpose, but stretched on what are my actions, and, am I following through on things? Am I being a good listener? And what I've learned recently is that people's ideals of me, even within my family unit, they don't often match up to what I am planning to do. So, for example, um, I had to go somewhere for a work visit. And usually, when I'm doing work things, I don't see myself as a person who is too worried about what's going to happen because I've already planned it out with work. But for my family, I wanted them to know where I was, what I was doing. And by the time I got ready to text everybody, I was just like, I'm just going to do a group text again. So I added everybody to the group text and I was like, I feel like a weirdo. Like, I'm older now. Why am I sending everybody this information? So again, this is how we get information. This is what we do, right? We ask someone that we trust, and usually it's someone who's close to us. And so in certain scenarios rather, a lot of us may not have that family to lean on. So now our family is outside of us, someone that we maybe grew up with from our community, a neighbor. We're like brothers, we're like sisters. And so a lot of times our community is our family. So again, where we were rooted, where we were born, where we were raised. And I take pride in being from Joliet. I take pride in my parents raising me here and going to District 86 schools, and also attending Joliet West Tigers and graduating in 94. After that, I went away to Illinois State, went to Heartland College for a few years. And then I came back to Joliet and did a year at Lewis University. And I still have some time to do more college studies. Believe it or not, I do desire to finish my undergraduate degree, but times changed during that process for me, because everything for me was about work. Everything for me was about a steady income and having some financial support. So coming back home was a huge decision that I had to make, and a sacrifice. At the time, I didn't know that it was a sacrifice that I was making. I thought, hey, I'm young, I'm just coming home, things didn't work out the way I wanted. But now when we move into this space where we're talking about college education and funding and college debt, and we have bills that are being passed, and even coming into the pandemic, right? There was a lot of conversation about what technically is plugged into the system, and all of this stuff is new for people. So again, bringing that back home, because I got off into a tangent. I think, again, we have family members that are older that are not always connected to our Facebook pages and our social media. So how we conduct business sometimes is very transactional. And I want to be about transformation. I want to be about what we speak, what we do, and then what's the outcome? What's the real goal? And not so, again, where it's like a meeting a task and hurry up and figure out what the last steps are, but engaging people. So civic engagement is where this campaign is. Reset Joliet, civic engagement. What are your needs? Are you able to go to the county clerk and find out what it is that's happening in the next 2 months? We are 59 days away from the consolidated election. However, on February 23rd is early voting. So getting out to vote is so essential in elections like this. Again, because your district, your mayor, and your school districts, sometimes referendums, there may be one. I'll find out and get that information to you all. But it, to me, is essential. To me, the cornerstone, again, of a community is the family, and it is the neighbors, and it is the friends, and it is being provided on a constant basis with the information that you need. So whether it's healthcare, safety, whether it's uh, water bills, light bills, what funds you have available, balancing your budget, getting to the doctor's office. All those things are things that we decide and we try to navigate, sometimes alone with the support of our family. But I think, again, if you have a good community, if you have good elected officials, then we can work on your behalf. And that's what I'm asking you all to think about. Think about this upcoming election as an opportunity to get to know me, get to know your neighbors and those in your community, get to know why a consolidated election is important, and what exactly you have at stake right now. And when I say at stake, that doesn't mean what you have to lose, but what you have to gain. And I met a friend, his name is Jeffrey Walls. And Jeffrey said, I don't build walls, I build bridges. And I thought about it because he took me to the induction of a Cook County ministerial director. And the work that she was doing was rooted and supported in a vision that her father had for her at a very, very young age, that she would advocate and point people in the right direction for change in the jail system. And as I was sitting there, I said, man, I said, people won't stop coming in the doors. And I was like, had not stopped coming in the doors. And I was like, wow, wouldn't that be something if, you know, I was somewhere and, as the event was happening, I would just see people just keep coming in, keep coming in. So I started to envision that. And I said, oh, I talk about that sometimes, right? Don't build around me, build me up. And so I think that's what we want. Again, we want to be encouraged. We want to feel good. And so, what better platform, again, than Seven Mountains to think about, again, how we think and how we turn opportunities such as this into victories. I'm not the only one that will win. When April 4th comes, I'm not the only one. The city of Joliet wins. You get to have a real person who does the right thing, who is interested in real conversations, and having not just the face of Joliet, but the heart of Joliet and the people of Joliet on her mind, on my mind, on a regular, consistent basis. And so, thinking about that again, let's cultivate, let's build together, and let's again ask the question on a regular basis: how does something make you feel? If you have a concern, and what can you do about it? And let's start to think about that every time we're in and out of our family conversations. And if it makes us feel this way or that way and we express it, or if we have great coping and conflict resolution skills, and we don't really need to spend a lot of time going back and forth with banter, that's fine too. That means that we're listening. So government, media, business, family, religion, spirituality, arts, and education is a great place to start. I think when we're building and when we're thinking about how our influence impacts others. So I'm going to wrap it up with that. I'm going to ask you to check us out at Citizens for Tycee Bell. I'm going to ask that if you have an opportunity to follow us on social media, that would be at Citizens for Tycee Bell, FORTYCEE. So I'll put that in the chat now. And again, I want to thank you for being here and taking the time out to listen. And hopefully next week, let me look at the date, I'll have a guest for you and we'll be able to flow. I did meet with Sheila White of Road to Eternity, and Sheila was, oh my goodness, amazing. So we will have that video soon. I'm heading over to speak with Mike, DJ, and Doc. Mike, DJ, and Doc and I are going to have a conversation about passion and purpose. And so that'll be fun. And that's happening today on February 8th. I'll be with Mary White talking about Joliet. And on February 9th, I will be in Chicago on a radio station, WBOG, talking about the elections. And our elections are totally different from Chicago. And then on the 14th, East Side Neighborhood Coalition, that's in person. I can't wait to see you all there. That's happening at Newell Park. So again, this information is on Citizens for Tycee Bell Facebook page. And hope to see you soon. Have a good afternoon.